One day, an employee of an African reserve specializing in saving rhinos was walking through the territory and found a small zebra cub. The baby was emaciated and unable to move independently, despite the fact that the employees of the organization dealt exclusively with rhinos. This man could not leave him without help. The little zebra was taken to the clinic, where she received first aid. According to vets, the zebra was only about a week old. It was then that Rob, who had earlier rescued a small swan, also of the same age, remembered what it had led to. The reasons why the zebra ended up alone remained a mystery. Perhaps during the storm her mother either lost her or left her for her life. One way or another, the zebra stayed on the territory of the Rhinoceros Reserve and was named Majaji, which translates as Queen of the Rains. Gradually, the zebra became stronger and began to get to know other inhabitants of the reserve, while showing a shy interest. Mojaji's first girlfriend was a tiny rhino named Akwazi, who was just a newborn. The baby rhinoceros was found by animal rights activists, and they could not find her mother, assuming that she was a victim of poachers. When Majaji saw little Akwazi, she immediately took her under her care. Zebra always laid down next to the rhinoceros to warm him with her body, and did this every day, entering the enclosure on her own. Thanks to the efforts of doctors and, of course, the zebra, Akwazi quickly recovered and began to gain weight. After a full recovery, she was transferred from the enclosure for babies to the enclosure with adult rhinos. Mojaji missed her friend very much, but soon another rhinoceros orphan named Daisy came to the reserve. Shelter staff found her alone under a bush, where she was crying quietly. Using her experience, Majaji took Daisy into her care, and the little rhinoceros immediately became attached to her adult girlfriend. The doctors were surprised at how quickly Daisy recovered. Moreover, the baby began to be interested in the outside world, and Mojaji gladly helped her in this. The staff of the reserve watched as Mojaji jumped. After all, she is a zebra after all, and little Daisy tried to imitate her movements, which looked awkward but very cute. Ultimately, Mojaji was allowed to live with Daisy, so that the little girl would not have to be alone at night. The zebra and the rhinoceros slept, snuggling up against each other to keep warm on the chilly nights. Employees say that when Daisy and Majaji become completely independent, they will be sent into the wild. The only thing that animal rights activists regret is that they will have to part with the zebra, which helped doctors and boyfriends a lot. Perhaps you should call Peggy the dog, who also does a good job of caring for birds. Essentially, the zebra has become one of the workers of the reserve. But when the time comes, she will go to her relatives. As the doctors say, it will be about 6 months later when Daisy and Majaji will become adults and are ready to live on their own.